going on, everybody? Welcome in to another podcast to talk about our favorite team, the Arizona Cardinals. Huge shout out to the people that are currently in the chat. We got Adrian, we got Uncanny, we got Jacob, we got Spider, we got Romero, we got Daniel. What's up, y'all? Appreciate you guys for being here. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to talk about a lot of things that are happening in the world of the NFL right now. And it's a lot. It's a lot of things happening right now in the NFL. Obviously, nothing to do with the Cardinals right now, but, something to do with the Cardinals. We are sitting right now a week away from the start of the 2025 NFL season, but the tampering period starts for free agency this coming Monday. So we're already starting to see teams making some pushes to get their guys to stay on the roster, and you're starting to see some guys getting traded. You're starting to see all these things happen. And I also saw a move that happened not too long ago. I saw a free agent that got released, became a free agent, and somebody signed him. Like, what the heck is going on right now? So free agency frenzy has not officially started yet, but man, oh man, oh man, a lot of things are happening right now. So let's get caught up to date. Do me a huge favor. On your way in, subscribe up to the AZ Sports Fan here on YouTube. We're on the road to 17K. Can't do it without you guys. And subscribe it up, ladies and gentlemen. Subscribe. Oh, I just said that. My bad. Like this video. Right now, we're sitting with 6 likes with over like 20 people here on the YouTube side, or actually over 40 people on the YouTube side. So go ahead and do me a favor. Smack up the like button here. Helps out the algorithm and helps out everybody to know that we are currently live right now. So we got a lot to talk about today. So let's get started. A lot of breaking news going on. I want to start with the very minimal things that happened, and I want to kind of get a gauge on where you guys are at. Now, I did end up asking you guys about this on my last video. I want to seriously ask you guys this question. Is anybody interested about a potential bringing in a Gardner Minshew for a backup QB? I'm not sitting here saying, oh, he's going to be QB1. No, I'm saying backup QB. Does anybody have any interest in Gardner Minshew as a backup QB? To me, personally, I would love the Arizona Cardinals to draft a quarterback in the 3rd, 4th, 5th round, somebody that potentially fall in that spot and we can develop. That's what I would love the Cardinals to do. But right now, hearing the fact that Gardner Minshew is going to be released per Tom Pelissero, it opens up kind of a lot of eyes, right? It opens up a lot of things where we need to take a look at, hey, maybe this might be a possibility, right? Because I know when I made the quarterback backup plan video, I believe about a week ago, I wasn't accounting for Gardner Minshew being released, right? So maybe he's added as a potential free agent pickup for the Cardinals. I don't know. Like, I like Gardner Minshew. I really do. I think he's a really good player. I just don't think he's going to be, I don't know, just if we do it, I'm cool with it. But I don't know. Like, I somehow still want the Arizona Cardinals to draft a QB 3rd, 4th, 5th round, right? That's what I'm kind of really, really looking forward to. So let me ask you guys in the chat, what say you? We had some people saying no. We got some people saying I am interested. Okay. We got my guy Spider saying yes as a backup. Indifferent. Me and you, Brandon, I feel like we have a lot of the same takes. We have a lot of the same thought process. I'm kind of indifferent with it as well. I love the mustache Minshew, but not a top priority right now for this team. That's fair. Yeah, I'm kind of indifferent with it. I just wanted to kind of obviously start off with this. Just very minimal news, but he is going to be released and as a potential backup QB, right? For the Cardinals or for any other team that could potentially want his services. Now, let's go ahead and get into the nitty-gritty, ladies and gentlemen, because there's a lot of news that dropped today. Let's start off with this one. The Seattle Seahawks right now are, I don't want to say in shambles, but they're trying everything they possibly can to go the younger route. Like, obvious, all these moves that are being done, they're doing everything they can to try to go to the younger route. And this came out about 2 hours ago that Tyler Lockett is going to be released. It's going to be released. They already talked about it, or he already got released. But this tweet right here that you're seeing is Adam Schefter saying, hey, a landing spot for Tyler Lockett just might be the Vegas Raiders. So keep an eye out for that. So there's the Tyler Lockett situation that he might be out of the NFC West, which is huge, man. It's a good thing. How many times has Tyler Lockett absolutely killed the Cardinals? How many times? So many times. Too many times that I can count on my darn hand. And the Seahawks swept us this last year. So losing a weapon like, Tyler Lockett is big. Now, yes, he's not the same Tyler Lockett of the older years. It definitely seems like JSN, Jackson Smith-Njigba, is taking that extra step to hopefully become that number 1 wide receiver in Seattle. But Tyler Lockett, no longer a member of the Seattle Seahawks. Glad to see it. And this stays with the Seattle Seahawks, but this came out as well per Tom Pelissero and Ian Rappaport that DK Metcalf, current number one wide receiver of the Seattle Seahawks, has requested a trade. Has requested a trade. I'm telling you right now, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of things are happening right now. If you're not tuned in into the NFL, you're missing a lot of valuable information because there is news coming out probably every 10 to 20 minutes. Now, I'm not going to come out here saying it's news that's going to be affecting the Arizona Cardinals. I mean, I can only hope so, but as of right now, we got to take a look to see what's going on, right? Because we also saw Christian Kirk officially being released as well. And you're starting to see a lot of players signing back with their former teams. Now, I want to sit this right here. Is anybody not, I want to say concerned, but is anybody kind of a little like, like, why hasn't Trey McBride get paid yet, right? Is anybody kind of in that same boat as me? I'm kind of sitting back right now and chilling and saying, okay, I'm seeing all these guys getting paid. Now, granted, we still have Thursday, Friday, and the weekend, right? That's the truth. But Trey McBride still hasn't got paid. Still hasn't. Still hasn't got paid, and he was supposed to be the number one priority here for the Arizona Cardinals this offseason per Monty Ossenfort, general manager. So it's a little odd that he still hasn't got paid, but let's see what happens. I guess we still got, a few more days in the week, and free agency starts back up here on Monday. I just hope that Trey McBride doesn't get extended on Monday. I feel like that would be just a Cardinal move. Like, I don't know. That would kind of rub me the wrong way. I mean, regardless, I think it would be cool, but it would be kind of silly for the Cardinals to extend Trey McBride on a Monday. Like, let's focus on the things that we need to focus on, and that's going to be free agency. Get this thing done, which is going to be the extension of Trey McBride now or within this week, so we can focus on what we need to focus on, and that's going to be bringing up this defensive lineman, the guys that are going to hit this free agent market, and hopefully bolster up this defense for years to come. That's kind of what I'm looking for right now, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I'm looking for right now. I would definitely extend Trey McBride right now. I would definitely extend Trey McBride right now, but we still haven't seen it, which is really weird. So we got DK Metcalf has requested a trade from the Seattle Seahawks. This is not shocking. I think we've heard some rumors here and there, but this is the official report, obviously, from Ian Rappaport and Tom Pelissero, that he officially requested a trade. A couple teams that we've already heard, like, not linked, but like suggested spots. You heard teams like the Chargers are always going to be in some sort of contention for a wide receiver. They don't really have the best wide receiving core right now with Justin Herbert, and I know they want to put any weapon they possibly can with him. But Ladd McConkey, going into his year 2, he looks pretty darn good, so I ain't mad at that. But yeah, there's DK Metcalf finding his way out of the Seattle Seahawks. That Seahawks team is going to look really, really different next year. Really, really different next year. Let's keep it going. We got Zack Baun as well getting extended as well. This one kind of hurts because I thought he was going to hit the open market. And now I did make a video recently about targets or 5 targets that I would love the Cardinals to potentially go after. He's not on the list per se, but he kind of is on the list. But obviously, this kind of shatters any dream that the Cardinals have to potentially bring him in because he is now signing a contract to stay with the Philadelphia Eagles. In a breaking news by Adam Schefter saying Eagles are re-signing all-pro linebacker Zack Baun to a 3-year, $51 million contract, including $34 million guaranteed at signing, and an additional $1.5 million in incentives and escalators per sources. The contract instantly makes Baun one of the highest paid linebackers in the NFL. So, for what it's worth, anybody that wanted to get Zack Baun in free agency, dreams crushed, ladies and gentlemen. Dreams crushed is done. He is a member of the Philadelphia Eagles for more years after his extension, so good for him. Good for him. This one right here is going to be the biggest heartbreak, ladies. And this is right here is going to be the biggest heartbreak. This is the biggest heartbreak for me. Maxx Crosby. How many times, ladies and gentlemen, have we made videos or at least talked about it, about Maxx Crosby getting moved off, right? How many times? Now it's official here that Maxx Crosby is not going to be moved off of. And I kind of felt it earlier this week and also last week as well. When you started to see some like videos of obviously Tom Brady, becoming a minority owner and, things are changing with the Raiders, or at least, on paper, things are started to suggest that they're going to change in the right direction. We got uh, Maxx Crosby signing an extension as well. So for what it's worth here, ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be absolutely interesting to see how this pass rushing market is going to shake out, because Maxx Crosby, Myles Garrett, and Micah Parsons were the guys that a lot of us were talking about. A lot of us were talking about a blockbuster trade the Cardinals could potentially go after, right? We all wanted to kind of live in a world of hypotheticals. We wanted to live in a world where, hey, maybe the Cardinals can do something like this. Well, dreams are shattered now, ladies and gentlemen. Dreams are absolutely shattered now. We got the Raiders extending Maxx Crosby, which he absolutely deserves it. They are signing him on a 3-year deal, $106.5 million extension with $95.5 million guaranteed. That is a lot of money. That is a lot of money here, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know exactly. That's a lot of money. That's a lot. The $91.5 million guaranteed. That's a lot of keys. But he's one of the best edge rushers for a reason, right? He deserves to get paid. He absolutely does. We got my guy in the chat saying Myles Garrett is better. I do like Myles Garrett. I really do. It's just I don't know if the Browns are going to hold him ransom. I don't know if the Browns are going to trade him. I know we saw the trade request. All of us saw it, right? There's no shock. There's no news. There's it's not news to anyone. We all saw it. He wants to get traded out. It's just, are the Browns going to be willing to trade him off? That's the question, right? In the combine, the GM says they got no intention to trade him. He's a Brown. So I'm curious to figure out how that's all going to shake out. But yes, one of the most intriguing guys for a potential blockbuster trade is no longer in contention for the Cardinals. He is now finding his way back to the Raiders on a 3-year extension. Sad days. And then Christian Kirk, I believe, is also going to be a post June 1st release as well. So, with all these moves being made, ladies and gentlemen, what say you? Ladies and gentlemen? Where do you think the Cardinals stand with the guys that are going to be available, right, in this year's free agency class, right? Okay, sorry. There was a report that came out here, and I completely apologize about that. There was a report that came out. Okay, here we go. So Jordan Schultz ended up putting something about 10 seconds ago and saying DK Metcalf is expected to draw interest from multiple teams, but dating back to last offseason, the Chargers were the one team that were quietly but aggressively pursued him in a trade talks, only to be rebuffed by Seattle. The Chargers remain the receiving market this offseason. So, like I said a little earlier, ladies and gentlemen, the Chargers make sense, right? So if DK Metcalf can get out of the NFC West and find himself into the AFC West with the Chargers, that could be a good situation for the Cardinals. Most likely, it will be a situation where he's going to find his way out. Request has been put out there already. He wants out. Michael with the super chat. What's up, brother? Appreciate the $5 donation, man. He says this, Mike, the Cards went after a lot of big names, but the Cards were the cheapest every time. Are you talking about it's going to happen this offseason, you're saying, Michael? Are you saying this is going to happen this offseason? I'm curious. Look it up. So I'm curious to figure out what are you saying that the Cardinals are going to do that again this year? I mean, here's the thing, right? There's no more excuses. Like, the excuses are done. Like, they should be done, or at least to Cardinal fans that want to take the next step. It should be done. The Cardinals need to go after these big names that are going to be solidified spots moving. They have to. They absolutely have to. No more days of, it's going to be. No. You got upwards of $71+ million to spend. You're the third most highest The third most highest team in the NFL that has the most cap space. You got to go for it this year. You have to. Especially all the things that are happening within the Seattle Seahawks. They're obviously going in a direction that they want to go younger. They want to go younger, obviously, right? The Seattle Seahawks got rid of one of their most, I guess, consistent wide receiver. Maybe not this last year with Tyler Lockett, but he's going to be released. DK Metcalf's going to get traded. That means JSN is going to take the next step, or at least trying to get into the wide receiver number 1 role. And then you obviously got the running backs over there. They don't know what's going to happen with Geno Smith. There's rumors out there that Geno Smith wants to get extended. Right? Okay, here we go. Nate in the chat says, I think he means we don't offer enough. Oh. So you're saying that we're offering these big guys, like these big names out there, but we're just not meeting what market or other teams beat us out, is what you're saying, right? Well, I mean, there's going to be opportunities where obviously the Cardinals are going for a player and they have a specific number. And if it doesn't match, they're not going to go over it. Yeah, I don't think you're wrong. But here's the opportunity for the Cardinals that have the most, or at least the third most amount of money in terms of cap space. There should be no excuse, especially if there's a player that they absolutely want to bring in, right? They absolutely want to bring in. There's no more excuses right now. They got to do it. Here's a chance. NFC West is wide open. The NFC West is wide open right now. You got the San Francisco 49ers that are aging, right? They're aging, but I mean, they still got a good team. But they got rid of Deebo Samuel. There was rumors out there that who else was it? That Brandon Ayuk ain't safe, right? Yeah, rumors out there that he's not safe either. Brandon Ayuk might get the axe or might get traded too. So you got the San Francisco 49ers that are aging, but they still got a good team. You got the Rams that as long as they have Matthew Stafford, they're going to be there. But you got a really good team in the Seattle Seahawks that never seem to be bad, right? And I mean like a 4 or 5 win team. They're never bad. So here's a chance. Maxx Crosby is no longer available. He just got his extension. Myles Garrett might be. Obviously depends on the offers that are out there. And then you got the Rams. There's a chance to strike here. Here's a chance to strike. Michael with another super chat. Appreciate you, man. He says, Mike, the Cards never offer enough money to big names. Yes, gotcha. Okay. So you're saying that we never offer enough money. Well, let's see what happens this offseason, right? Let's see what happens this offseason. I mean, I don't think you're wrong. I think you're actually right. I think you're actually 110% right. I think the Cardinals have been one of those teams that if they don't have to spend money, they won't. I 100% agree with you because they can twist it. They can twist it and say, oh, this is year 2, right? They could absolutely twist something like that and say this is year 2. But right now, the Arizona Cardinals do have the most amount of cap space, at least the third and most amount. Per over the cap. Now keep in mind the Bears were up there, but the Bears are making a lot of moves. I'm not sure if you guys noticed, but the Bears got 2 offensive line pieces. One from the Rams, and they ended up going after Joe Thuney from the Chiefs. They're protecting their quarterback, their young quarterback that they got first overall in Caleb Williams. The Bears are going ham right now with doing trades. They were one of the tops in terms of cap space as well. The Cardinals right now are sitting with $74.4 million in effective cap space right now. The Patriots, they got a crazy amount of money. They got like $119 million right now. But, the Patriots have been not great for a few years, right? They got a new coach coming their way, so good for him. The Raiders, obviously with the move of Maxx Crosby, that cap number might go down, but the Cardinals are up there. The next team that has the 4th amount of effective cap space is the Chargers, and the Chargers has 58.7. So that's a big difference. 74.4 to 58.7 per over the cap. So we got money to spend. Here, ladies and gentlemen. We got money to spend. All we can hope right now is that the Arizona Cardinals are going to put their money where their mouth is, right? But let's do it. Let's hold them accountable. Come on. The days of just saying, "Oh, this makes sense." We got to cut that crap out. We got to cut that crap out. This is year 3. We got rid of Keim. Okay, it took a year for Jonathan Gannon. All right, 4 wins. Kyler wasn't there. Kyler came back, 8 wins. All right, now it's go time. Now it's go time. You got to go after these big names. You got the money. I'm not saying spend every single one of your $74 million, but if you don't at least get 2 starters that are great big pieces out there, I'm going to start questioning Monty. We got another super chat coming our way. We got El Tali. What's up, El Tali? He says, Kayvon Thibodeau. Kayvon Thibodeau. You know, this is not... He's with the Giants, right? If I'm not mistaken. Is he a free agent? I'm looking at his contract right now. 25 years old. So you would have to trade for him. I mean, he's getting next to nothing right now. He's at $9.9 million right now. That's an interesting one. I don't hate it. What did he do this last year? I know there was a Giant that I had my heart set on this last year. Obviously, the trade deadline, and that's going to be obviously Azeez Ojulari. I mean, same bad. 5.5 sacks, 1 forced fumble, 14 solo tackles, 6'5", 280. One former first-round pick in 2022. He was the 5th overall pick to the Giants. I mean, he's in his last year of contract. I don't hate this. Yeah, he's under contract right now, so it would have to be a trade. He's under contract currently right now, so it would have to be a trade. I don't hate it. I don't hate that at all. Hey, that's a good call out. I still would like the idea. I would still like the idea of the Cardinals. Like, actually, Thibodeau's not a bad idea. I like Azeez Ojulari too, though. Like, Azeez Ojulari is going to be a free agent, so you don't have to waste draft capital. But if you go after Thibodeau for a very late round pick with the money he's getting paid, it's not bad. I think his cap hit right now is $9.9 million. Base salary, $1.1 million base salary. It's all the roster bonus and the signing bonus, pro ready signing bonus, what it seems like. I guess his guaranteed is 4.9. I mean, but his base salary is $1 million. It's because he was a first round pick. Interesting. Hey, that's a good call out. I won't be mad at that. I wouldn't be mad at that. Tony in the chat says those are Zaven Collins numbers. I mean, well, we know, man. And that's one of the main reasons when we got Zaven Collins, I wasn't the biggest fan of it. I was like, okay, I mean, I guess. There were other players at the time that I would have liked the Arizona Cardinals to gone after, but I don't think that the guy that I wanted, and I don't remember exactly who it was, but I don't think they didn't amount to anything either. So, I mean, Zaven Collins right now, I get it. 5 sacks. He's transformed from the middle linebacker to the edge, but I mean, he's at least providing something, right? He's at least providing, he's doing something for this team, which is, you can't say a lot for the guys on this roster. So I'm not mad at, I'm not mad at Zaven. Uncanny in the chat says Micah is not coming here. Many interviews when Cardinals are mentioned, Micah does he? Well, to me, I never really thought realistically Micah Parsons was going to come here. Personally, I never thought Micah Parsons was ever going to come here. Personally, I always kind of talked about it as a pipe dream, but other than that's kind of what it was. It was a pipe dream, right? Even if Micah Parsons does get dealt, I don't know. It almost kind of feels unrealistic that the Cardinals will even go after him and then pay him. Because keep in mind that if you go after Myles Garrett and or a Micah Parsons, you're going to have to trade a lot of draft capital. On top of that, you have to spend a lot of money, right? Right now, we haven't seen Monty Ossenfort do that. Now, I'm not sitting here and saying that it's not smart for him to do it or it's not smart, but the way the Monty Ossenfort seems to operate, I don't know, man. I don't know. We all would love the idea of Micah. We would all love the idea of Myles Garrett, right? But I don't know. I don't know if it's a Monty move. I don't know if it's a Monty move or not. But yeah, we did release a video not too long ago about the 5 best free agents I would love the Cardinals to pick up. So if you guys haven't watched that already, make sure you go and check it out. It's on the channel right now, live under the videos tab. I got a few different guys that we mentioned before on these streams, but some other guys that we haven't mentioned before, right? So go and make sure you check it out here. Show some love to that last video. But yeah, a lot of news going on right now in the world of the NFL. It's absolutely nuts. But it's free agency frenzy, man. It's starting for some teams, but the Cardinals right now are still sitting on their hands, and they still haven't paid Trey McBride, which is kind of a little confusing to me, especially because it was supposed to be top priority to Monty Ossenfort. But let's see. I mean, we still got the rest of the week, so let's see what happens. Tony in the chat says, yeah, so no trade for a guy with a half sack more. That's fair. Well, that's the thing. Like, if the Cardinals do go after Thibodeau, I wouldn't be mad at it, right? But here's the thing, like I don't want the Cardinals fan base as well as the organization to do a move like that and then just leave it like that, right? They gotta go in, man. This free agency class, they gotta go in. Like they gotta put their head down and get people in this roster, especially the guys that were from Philly first, right? The Philadelphia Eagle boys, right? Josh Sweat, right? Those type of guys. Those are the type of guys that you need to bring in because they got the connection with JG. If you ask any other, free agent, the Cardinals might not seem like a really good destination. Like, let's be real, right? Let's be real, right? What's the biggest stigma we have on us right now? We can't finish strong, right? We start off strong, but then we dwindle off, right? That's the biggest stigma right now. So there might be some free agents that might not want to come here, no matter how much money we throw at them. So you bring in a guy like Josh Sweat, buy him into the culture that he hopefully has some sort of connection with JG and Nick Rallis. The Cardinals need to go in. The Cardinals need to go in, man. We got my guy in the drama. Drama in the chat says trade Kyler and go for Fields. For the people out there that want Kyler Murray traded and or released, it's not going to happen, guys. It's not going to happen. Consider this a very, very important year for Kyler. Just think of it that way. And I know that was maybe last year for you. It's not going to happen. And I don't know if you want to go for Fields because you want to have a bad year. Fields is not going to do anything. Like he really isn't. I'm going to be real. Fields is not going to do very much for this organization. We've already spent 2 years in a year 2 and 1 year and year 2 of rebuild. I'm not trying to go for another 4 or 5 win season. No. I'm not trying to do that again. So for the people out there that want Kyler to get traded and or released, it's not going to happen, and it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to do that at all. It doesn't. It just doesn't. There's nobody out there right now that's going to make this team better. Right now. That's available. There's nobody out there. Now, if Joe Burrow was available, then let's go. Let's rock and roll. It's not that I'm acting like Kyler has done anything. You all know. You know how I feel about Kyler. And if you don't know drama, then maybe watch the other videos where I'm really upset after these post games. My mind hasn't changed on Kyler. This is a big year on him. It's not that I'm sitting here saying, oh, Kyler's the best. No, I'm not that guy. If you don't know that by now, then I don't know what you're watching. You know. I'm not sitting back and saying that Kyler has amounted to anything, but I'm just sitting here saying that that's not the move. Right now, it's not the move. What do you go up for Justin Fields at what? 3-4 wins in the season? Like, let's be real. If there was a top tier quarterback right now that was available, top tier, I would have no hesitation in saying trade him for Kyler. I would no hesitation. It was a Joe Burrow. It was Josh Allen, right? Obviously, those guys don't become available for a reason, right? But it's not the move. It's not the move. Now, if the breaking news comes out of nowhere and they say things like, "Oh, Kyler's gonna get traded," okay, well let's rock and roll from that. But as of right now, it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Alex, Kyler's the better option than when he's not out there. Exactly. If we had an upgrade, then hands down, let's move, let's go. We don't got anybody. That's why I'm preaching so darn much that it's very important for the Cardinals to get a backup plan. Because right now, the Cardinals don't have a backup plan. They don't have one. After Carson Palmer, they went after Josh Rosen. Cool, they took a swing, right? But then they got Kyler, and you saw some flashes here and there, but that's it. It's flashes, right? It's living in a world of flashes. But then remember all the times between Carson and Kirk. There's a lot of bad quarterbacks, man. Let's trust it one more time. One more year. Let's give it a trust. Let's go in and trust and put this dang organization accountable. And let's sit here and say, Monty Ossenfort, okay, here's your time. Put the best team you possibly can around a guy that you guys believe in, and let's run it. So don't take my I don't like the idea as, I think Kyler Murray's a guy. I don't think Kyler Murray is the best quarterback. I don't think. He's got a lot to prove this year. He's got a lot to prove this year. If we miss the playoffs next year, then we can have this talk. Well, I mean, also, it's kind of the Cardinals' fault as well, because the Cardinals did not put ourselves in a situation to have some sort of backup plan. But you can't really do that unless you're the Eagles and you got a lot of on your organization. The Cardinals don't do that. Now, if the Cardinals use a second round pick on somebody, okay, cool. Okay, I can get behind that. But there's no backup plan. Is it Clayton Tune? Justin Fields is only going to make us a bad season again. That's all he's going to do. Can Kyler start and make this a bad season too? Yes. But also, there's money tied to Kyler this year, and the guarantees stop this year with Kyler in 2025. But there's that. I mean, I got no comment. I got no comment on that. I mean, I got no comment. That's why I think it's very important for the Cardinals to go after somebody, right? But here's the thing. Even if you do want Justin Fields, right? Let's say you do want Justin Fields, right? Okay. Well, then bring him in, right? You don't have to release Kyler. For what? Or trade him. Like, I don't think there's even really much more of a market out there for him. I mean, this probably might be the offseason to do it. The thing is that the Cardinals are going to do it, right? That's the biggest thing. The Cardinals aren't going to do it. So, JG, Monty, Ossenfort seem pretty gung-ho, right? They seem pretty gung-ho about it. So, at this point, all we can do is sit back and say, okay, let's give it another try. More news came out. It seems like, we already talked about the Christian Kirk thing. Anybody interested in Christian Kirk coming back? I know there was kind of a little bit of rumors and a lot of people talking about, potentially Christian Kirk coming back to the desert. Is anybody interested in him? Me, personally, if I can be real, I'm not. I'm not. I don't think it doesn't do anything for me. Like, I'm going to be real here. It doesn't do anything for me. I would love the Cardinals to go after a guy in free agency for the slot, and or give the opportunity to Xavier Weaver. That would be cool too. And or free agency, right? And a free agency. So I know there's some people out there in the chat saying that they want Kirk back. If they bring him back, cool. I mean, I'm not going to be mad at it. It's just, he's getting older. He was producing a lot in Jacksonville. That's true, but he got hurt. So now we have to live in a world where do we take a risk on a guy that just got off a big season-ending injury and trying to come back? I mean, he's got some sort of relationship with Kyler, right? Some sort of. It wasn't the best connection, but some sort of relationship, right? Now, what do the kids say? Walk with me, right? Walk with me. If the Cardinals go after Dart, right? And I'm not gonna sit here saying Dart's the end all be all, the god. No, I'm not sitting here, but that's a prospect I would love the Cardinals to go after. Now, here's the thing: Dart's draft stock went up, and it's because this draft class isn't very good, right? So your third quarterback might be Jalen Milroe, but it might also be Jackson Dart. Jackson Dart's actually looked better in the past several weeks, especially in the combine, compared to Milroe, right? So do the Cardinals take a flyer on one of those guys? I would rather obviously Dart than I would Milroe, but if the Cardinals did something like that, then I at least would be feeling confident with myself saying, okay, let's rock and roll, right? So to me, it's not like I'm saying it's Kyler's full year, but you right now there's no plan other than that. So I understand it though. I get it. I get it. Trust me. Trust me, drama. Trust me. Big trust. But I asked you guys about Christian Kirk. We got a few answers on here. We got Brandon in the chat saying, I like C. Kirk. Okay. 1-year deal for Kirk. Okay. Uh, Kirk played like SHIT in our playoff game versus everybody played like SHIT in that game. Remember, Kyler Murray had one of the worst games in history in that game. So yeah, Kirk didn't look so good in that playoff game, but everybody was god awful. God awful in that. God awful. Um there was something that I did see on X/Twitter. Now keep in mind that anybody can post anything on X/Twitter, right? Also keep that in mind. So I saw something that where was it? Let me see if I can screenshot it or if I have it. It was about Jonathan Allen. Let me see if I can find it here. Okay, here we go. Here, found it. Okay. So it looks like it was suggested. Okay, let me show you guys. So I want to get a curiosity from you guys because I also want to keep in mind here that everything right now that's happening, it's all speculations, right? So I'm curious to figure out what you feel about this. Let me see if I can find that. Here we go. Screenshot. Here we go. So I ended up seeing this. And I'm not sure if it's a suggestion, but let's read it together. And I want to kind of get a gauge on where you guys are at with this whole situation. But it was from a, I mean, take him for what it's worth. He does got 25,000 followers. It might just be hearsay, but I want to kind of get a gauge because we did make a video about this probably about a week or two ago. And it says this: there's belief that the Arizona Cardinals may pursue #Commanders defensive tackle Jonathan Allen among other defensive line free agents per Albert. Oh, is that? Wait, who is this? Is this Albright? Oh, okay. I thought that was Albert Breer when it was originally when I saw that. Okay, well, let me take it back. So for what it's worth, if you think Albert Breer has not Albert Breer, I keep saying that. My goodness, Benjamin Albright. If you think he's got sources, then it's up to you to take this how you will. But I'm curious to figure out where you feel about Jonathan Allen. I know he's getting up there in age. What say you in the comments? But on the bottom, he says, I don't think the Commanders are going to find a trade partner for Jonathan Allen, and I think they're going to wind up cutting him. So that might be a realistic possibility. There's a lot of teams out there right now that are willing to risk it, right? Are willing to risk it. There's teams out there that, kind of feel the pressure of this is not working out the best way we can in order for us to trim the fat. They got to release players, right? So Jonathan Allen did miss some games this last year with injury. But he was also one of those guys that was harassing Kyler Murray. No, actually, was he playing in that game versus Kyler? I don't remember, but he did pretty decent when he came back. So what are your thoughts? No to Allen. Jonathan Allen is too old and too expensive. I mean, if he gets cut, obviously a trade wouldn't be a thing because you would have to take that contract he's got. But if he gets cut, he's a free agent. So if he wants to play, maybe he goes on a prove-it deal. Maybe the Cardinals can do it. So don't think of it as he's going to become with a contract. Obviously, if he gets cut, if the Cardinals trade for him, then you're paying with that contract. So that's going to be different. But if he gets cut, it's a different ball game there. So what about that idea, right? Not trading for him, but the idea of potentially picking him up if he gets cut, right? What say you in the chat? Still no. I would rather spend the money on Milton Williams. Okay. No. Let's go after a DT from the Jets. Okay. We got heck no, DK. Oh, talking about DK. Okay. Devontae. You're starting Devontae Adams? Yeah, I don't hate that. I saw a report that the Cardinals were interested in Daron Payne. Daron Payne right now, I think, is under contract for a lot more. Let's see here. Let me just find out real quick. 1 second. Let me just do a little research real quick on the fly. Daron Payne right now is currently under contract through 2026, and he's getting paid $28 million cap hit. So probably not. So 2025 is going to be 26 mil, and 2025 is 26 mil, and then 2026 is 28 mil. So probably not. I don't know. Maybe it might have been more of a suggestion for the Cardinals to potentially go after Daron Payne. At one point, I did like Daron Payne. At one point, I think it might have been a year or two ago, I made a video about the Cardinals need to go after Daron Payne. He was young, but I don't know how much weight it's got on there now because right now he's getting paid pretty hefty. And I would honestly rather allocate that money to, like my guy in the chat said, to like a Milton Williams, right? Someone like that. So I feel like that would be really cool. Adams would be a good teacher too. Yeah. See? Drama. Now we're on the same page. Now you're talking. Now you're talking. Love it. Love it. Do I think the Cardinals will go after Adams? Probably not. Probably not. But I like what you're saying there. I like what you're saying there. So I don't think the Cardinals will go after Adams, but I like what you're saying there. We can at least agree on that. Love it. Love it. Marvin needs to step it up. I agree. I think Marvin is going to step it up. I really do. I think Marvin Harrison Jr. is going to have a good year. And I think Darius Robinson is going to have a good year too. I think we're going to be good, y'all. I think we're going to be fine. I think we're going to be fine. Just have faith. Have faith. I love the scat pack, but we don't need that. But we don't. Yeah, the thing with Scatterboo, and that's the thing. We've talked about this before. The thing with Scatterboo, and let's please be clear, ladies and gentlemen, it's unless he drops like drastically down, I don't think the Cardinals are going to look that way. Like, let's be real. Right now, how Jonathan Gannon talks and speaks about Connor and Trey Benson, he truly thinks he's got RB1, like 2 RB1s. Like, we all know if Connor can stay healthy, he's really, really good. He thinks that Trey Benson can also be an RB1. I like Benson. I really do. I think Benson's a great pickup for the Cardinals with the 3rd round. It's just, unfortunately, when he finally got the opportunity, he got hurt, right? But he was behind James Conner. There's only so many reps that you can do, but I think Benson's got a good burst to him. I think he's got a good strength to him. He's got a good run ability to be a good home run guy. It's just, if you have very minimal snaps, you're not going to be able to do that. Jonathan Gannon truly believes it. I don't think Scatterboo is going to be a real possibility. I'm going to be real here. I don't think I would like it. It would be cool. It would be a cool story, right? Especially because ASU. I just don't see it happening. Me and you both, brother. Me and you both, brother. Me and you both. Yeah, I would love the idea of if James Pierce Jr. falls. I understand there was that thing that came out about character concerns. If James Pierce Jr. falls, yo. Dang, that would be it, man. If Monty Ossenfort does not, if he does not get him, that would be very frustrating. If he's there, of course. I mean, if he's not there, then obviously we maneuver, right? We maneuver and then we do something else. But yo, I like James Pierce Jr., man. I love James Pierce Jr. I feel like if we need that edge, if we're trying to find the next Jared Verse in the 18, 17, 16 pick, right? And I'm not saying we have the 17, 18 pick. I'm just saying, obviously, I think he was picked up 17 or 18 with the Rams. Cardinals have the 16th overall pick. But if we're trying to find that really good edge player in the teens, he might be it. He might be it. Might be it. So I'm excited. I'm really, really excited. I still want Josh Sweat. Still, same. You're not a JG guy. Okay, that's fair. I mean, right now I'm living in a world, right, where I'm giving the opportunities here, right? I'm like, okay, I'm allowing him to do his thing. We're heading into year 3, but it's put up or shut up time, man. It's time to now start this let's be competitive type, right? So, yeah, I don't blame you for not being a JG guy. That's fine, right? It is up to him to prove it to the fan base for sure. But for the new people that are just joining, do me a huge favor. We got over 70 people here on the YouTube side. Absolutely nuts. We got 33 likes. Come on, y'all. Smack up the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Do it for the algorithm. Smack it up. Let's see if we can get 50 likes here on the stream while we are currently live. We got over 70 of you guys right now over on the YouTube side. Smack it up. Do me that huge favor. But let's do a real quick recap of the things that has happened so far in the NFL that kind of affect the Cardinals, right? Kind of. Maxx Crosby signed a 3-year extension with the Raiders. So all the hopes and dreams that the Cardinals will potentially go after a blockbuster trade, at least the Maxx Crosby thing, that's dead in the water. That's no longer going to happen. Shame on you, Raiders.
Shame. Shame.
Just kidding. That's a very smart thing to do for the Raiders. Congratulations. Sucks for us, but it's the name of the game. So Crosby no longer available for a trade. I know there was some disgruntledness going on, or at least a cryptic tweet that seemed to be kind of patched up. We also got the Zack Baun situation where there's a lot of Cardinal fans that really wanted the opportunity for Zack Baun to come to the Cardinals because of Kazir White. We don't know what happens with Kazir White. He most likely won't come back with that cryptic post that he posted on Instagram. It looks like he's going to be testing the market and seeing exactly what happens there. But the Eagles end up extending Zack Baun to a 3-year deal, $51 million contract. Sucks for us. Shame on the Eagles.
Shame.
Just kidding again. Good for the Eagles. That's exactly what you should be doing, bringing in your talented guys from in-house, and that's exactly what they did. Zack Baun no longer an option. And then, of course, this one really doesn't affect the Cardinals at all, but DK Metcalf requested a trade. So for what it's worth, DK Metcalf requested a trade from the Seattle Seahawks. And then there was also another report that Tyler Lockett has most likely going to get released as well. So a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff happening right now here in the world of the NFL, and it's already starting. Already starting. Free agency technically doesn't start until this coming Monday. At least that's when the tampering period opens up. But the start of the new year for free agency and the pen to paper, it doesn't start till technically Wednesday, right? So Wednesday is going to be the technical start for free agency, but you can open up the tampering period on Monday. So a lot of news, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of. Wait, what? Did we finally extend it, McBride? Did we? Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me. Don't lie to me. I don't see anything. Drama. Don't cause drama in the chat. Is it happening? Who's putting it out? Drama, if you don't mind me asking. I don't see anything about it anywhere. Let's take a look here. Don't lie to me, drama. I see nothing on him. Shame. 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 I don't see it anywhere either. I don't see it anywhere. You bruh. Shame Bell, here we go.
Shame. Shame. Shame.
Shame, shame, shame. Don't do that. Come on. This is the time where things happen so freaking quickly that we gotta not do that. That's wild, man. Come on now. But yes, right now, a lot of things happening right now in the world of the NFL. I'm still waiting for the Cardinals to extend McBride. And that's the reason why I almost jumped out of my skin, because that's what I'm waiting for, man. I'm waiting for the Cardinals to do what they said that they were going to do, and they were going to supposedly make him a top priority. Now, yes, like I said, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, we still got the rest of the week, so it's not over yet. We still got a long time of the week right now, but I'm still waiting for them to get extended. So, yeah. No, it's not true. He hasn't got extended yet. There has been nothing out there right now that an extension has happened for Trey McBride. I apologize for saying it. I should have checked before I even checked. So that's on me.
You lose! Good day, sir!
That's on me. Sorry, guys. Adrian, you can't be playing. I agree. Yeah, he's playing, man. It's in the name, Mike. Drama. Yeah, true. I should have known. I'm not gonna do that again unless I check it first. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Let me take a look to see if there's anything else that has happened so far. Has anybody, let me ask you guys this, chat. Is anybody upset or regret the Zack Allen allowing him to hit free agency? Because Zack Allen right now in the Broncos has looked really good, man. He's looked really good. Does anybody have any regret about the Cardinals letting him hit free agency? Or does anybody feel like, oh, it's the right thing? That's what we should have. That's what we should have done. Anybody? What say you? I've always been on the train that out of the two guys that we released, Byron Murphy and Zack Allen, I never thought Zack Allen was an overpay. I never did. Cardinal fans did think that it was an overpay. Zack Allen, the year that we had him, it almost kind of felt like the Hassan Reddick, right? Where he was starting to hit a stride, and then we're like, oh, he's not going to do it again. Just let him walk. Man, Zack Allen is probably one of the brightest young defensive linemen right now, and he's causing crazy amount of pressures. He doesn't have a lot of sacks, like double-digit sacks, but like he's looked pretty darn good. Eddie in the chat. Yeah, I agree. I've been typing the same comment for 20 minutes. Oh, I'm sorry, RC3, do it again. I'll see if I can see it. My bad. Yes, Hubbard retired. Yeah, another news that dropped. Hubbard retired. It's going to be a player for the Bengals. Yeah, he retired. Sam Hubbard. So yeah, unfortunate, man. It's really sad and it sucks. Zack Allen could have been a dog here for the Cardinals, but all we can sit back and say to ourselves is that, Monty Ossenfort took an opportunity, made a risk, and he didn't feel like we were in a spot where we needed to pay a guy like that. Whether it's the right move or not, it was a Monty Ossenfort decision, and I don't know, it just didn't feel like the right decision, right? Hindsight, now looking at it, so. We got my guy Kitty in the chat saying, I think it was a good thing to let him walk. Just personal beef with Vance Joseph schemes, and bad memories. That's fair. I mean, at the time, it almost felt like that was a lot of people's like, yeah, let him walk. Yeah, he did nothing for us, right? That was what it felt like. A lot of people were saying, like, oh, he didn't really do anything. He's not gonna, exceed with anybody else but Vance Joseph. I mean, Vance Joseph found himself in Broncos. He went to the Broncos, and he's done nothing but do good things, man. Good for him, honestly. Martin in the chat says, has there been any moves yet? A lot of moves. Not for the Cardinals. Let me be clear. Not for the Cardinals. But there's been a lot of moves in the NFL right now. A lot of moves in the NFL. Like crazy moves. Like people requesting trades. People getting extended that we thought we had some sort of chance with. But yeah, there's a lot of moves right now in the world of the NFL. And it's probably just going to keep going. It's probably just going to keep going more and more and more and more. So, yeah, for what it's worth, yeah, there's a lot of moves right now. Am I the only one excited for the season? No, I'm excited too. I'm excited. I want to see what Monty Ossenfort does offseason. I think I'll be a little bit more excited if Monty Ossenfort does more than people are projecting him to. And I mean, a lot of Cardinal fans that don't have belief that he's going to be able to do anything. But I'm excited about the season. I am. We can't keep sitting on our hands. I agree, Gage. I agree. I mean, well, let's. We need to find a way to make this organization know that we can't stand for this guff, man. We can't stand for this guff, man. It's one of those things, man. It really is one of those things that you got to reunite or not reunite. Unite. That's what I meant. Unite as an organization and a fan base. We got to be able to voice our opinions. Unfortunately, this fan base isn't big enough, right, to make a big splash. But I agree. We can't keep sitting on our hands. This is year 3. Kyler needs to prove it. JG needs to prove it. Although I don't believe JG is in the hot seat, but Kyler needs to prove it. Monty, I'm not going to say in the hot seat, but this is where we really start to judge, right? This is where we really, really start to judge what happens here in year 3 with them. So, yeah, a lot of excitement, man. A lot of excitement. Appreciate you guys for being here. I know now that the free agency is starting to kind of get closer and closer here for the Cardinals, we're going to get a little bit more people starting to tune in. Appreciate you guys for being here. By the way, do me a huge favor. If you guys are new here, smack up the like button and subscribe. We're on the road to 17K, and I can't do it without you guys, so subscribe it up. And smack the like button on this video. If you could do me that huge favor, it helps out the algorithm. Let other Cardinal fans know that we are currently live right now. For some reason, the likes are really, really good for the algorithm. I never understood it, but it does really help other Cardinal fans know that we are currently live, and it puts it on their recommended feed or something. Puts it on their For You feed or whatever the heck it's called on YouTube. So for what it's worth, there's that. I love my Cardinals, but we need to hit the playoffs this year or else. I agree. I agree. Kyler is this one is for you. In baseball terms, 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out. Okay. All right. We got some poetic people here in the chat right now. All right. Okay. I can respect that. Take a couple more comments, and then we're going to be closing up shop. I didn't see the repost RC3. I saw you said that you kept posting the same thing over and over again. I still didn't see it. I apologize. There's so many people in here right now that are, commenting, and I appreciate you guys obviously for engaging, but try to repost it. I apologize. I wasn't able to see it. Michael, thanks, man. Thanks. Appreciate the super chats, Michael. Appreciate you. Have a great one, man. RC3 says, I'll just text you. That's twice I put it up here. Okay, cool. No worries. Put it on the Instagram. Put it on the Instagram DMs. I have you on here as a one that gives me a notification. So yeah, put it on the Instagram DMs if you can. Michael in the chat says, I could see us drafting a guy like Dart. I would hope so, man. I would hope so. Here we go. James in the chat says, would you want to bring Kirk back? Kirk doesn't do anything for me. I'm going to be real. I know we talked about this a little earlier. He ended up getting released he's going to get released by the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's already been reported out there, and I know some Cardinal fans want him back. If he comes back, cool, no worries. It is what it is, but I don't know. It doesn't do anything for me, honestly. There's another guy I would rather get the Cardinals to have, and if you didn't watch the latest video, I posted it about 2 or 3 hours ago. It's called like my top targets for the Arizona Cardinals in 2025. So check that out. I have some new guys that I would love the Arizona Cardinals to potentially target in this year's free agency class. What about DJ Reed from the Jets? I like DJ Reed. I really like DJ Reed a lot. It's just I truly believe that the Cardinals really like their cornerback core. I think they like their cornerback core. I really do. I think they like it. Garrett Williams taking a huge jump. Huge jump. As long as he can stay healthy, huge jump, right? Starling Thomas the fifth, he's looked pretty solid. All we need is Max Melton to get there, right? Seen some flashes here and there, but we need to get him to that level. And I'm confident. I like Max Melton. I like his physicality. I like how he plays. I think we're going to be fine with Max Melton. But I think they like their wide receiving core, their young one. Now, Sean Murphy-Bunting's coming back due to contract, right? He's under contract still, so I think they like their cornerback core right now, especially their young guys. So for what it's worth, there's that. Yes, Crosby is done. Crosby's off the table. Yep. All right. Joe Tooney traded to the Bears. Yep, talked about that a little bit earlier as well. All the moves that has happened so far here in the NFL, we pretty much covered a lot of the stuff that we had going on. But for the most part here, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's going to be very, very, very interesting to see how this shakes out for the remaining of the week. I'm hoping that the Cardinals finally or extend McBride. That's what I'm waiting for more than anything. Hopefully that comes down the pipeline maybe later today, maybe tomorrow, maybe Friday, maybe the weekend. Hopefully McBride gets signed up. Let's take care of it so we can focus on free agency. It's the way I feel about it. But all right, everybody, let's go ahead and close up shop right here. Appreciate everybody for tuning in. Do me a huge favor, smack up the like button on your way out. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Actually, let me get to my guy. El Tali, Christian Jones, right tackle. What do you think? I think he was a really good, solid pick for the Cardinals. In the later rounds. I know they got a lot of high praise for Christian Jones. Let's see. Let's see what happens. Hopefully we can develop to be that guy. That would be amazing for the Cardinals. Absolutely. All right, y'all. Appreciate y'all for tuning in as always. Have a great rest of your day, and go Cardinals.